This is Clay, the FAFSA guy. I'm going to be talking about scholarships today, and scholarships are very important for students in their college education and paying for their education. In many cases, the majority of the money that they're going to receive. You don't need a FAFSA to get the scholarships. Most scholarships are based on GPA, which is unweighted, SAT scores, ACT scores, and class rank. They're from your application for admissions, and at ASU, the admissions department handles them, and other cases, other schools, the financial aid department will handle them. Test scores, again, are extremely important. You can update test scores up until a certain time, so check about the dates from the schools at the ASU for incoming freshmen for next year in, say, fall 2020. May 1st is the deadline for updating scholarships at ASU. So you can take ACT and SAT scores and you can get them updated up until like May 1st. Your GPA also can change your senior year. It's based on what you self-report on your application for admission, but schools will ask for your transcripts and they will ask for final transcripts. So make sure with your policy whether if your grades go up or down, what happens to your scholarship. Now, scholarships are 95% of the scholarships that are awarded to students go to incoming freshmen. So very few scholarships go to transfers. Like at ASU, there's no scholarship unless you actually get a AA degree at a community college from an out-of-state or in-state community college. So if you just go 1 year to another school, say like NAU, and transfer to ASU, you don't have any scholarships available. So it's very important that you follow all the rules and regulations, and sometimes the fine print is very small. So if, say, you're going to go fall 2020 and you decide you're going to take a year off, you need to defer your admissions and also defer the scholarship. And many people feel that, well, hey, I deferred my admissions, my scholarship should happen. Well, that doesn't happen. So you need to make sure that you defer your scholarship and do all the paperwork for that. Students that, and it's a sad thing, and I've seen this so many times, if you go, say you were awarded $10,000 from ASU your freshman year, but you don't decide to go to ASU, you go to NAU. And you don't like NAU, it's too cold and it's too rainy in the spring semester, spring 2021, you're going to ASU. Well, that scholarship that you were awarded is gone. It goes to another student, it doesn't go to you. So it's very important that your school that you choose your freshman year, that you kind of like stay there, because if you get a good scholarship and you get good awards, it doesn't go to any other school and you lose awards. I've seen students that went out of state and then came to ASU and they lost their awards. People lost Obama awards, people lost WUI and different things. And it's very important that your school that you go to your freshman year is the right one, and make sure, because the scholarships can go away. And if you do know that you're going to delay admissions, if you're going to go on a mission, if you're like Mormon, or if you're going into military, or something happens, make sure you defer your scholarship. So also check renewal requirements. At ASU, you have to take 30 credit hours and get a 3.0 to get your scholarship at 100%. Each school has different requirements for that, but make sure you know what they are. We did not allow any community college classes to take the place for the scholarship. They had to be ASU classes. You could take summer school classes for it. So I had some students that didn't get their full scholarship because they took 29 credits, or their GPA was 3.8 instead of, 2.8 instead of 3.0. So make sure you know what the requirements are to renew the scholarship. Make sure you know what you need to do and do that. It is your responsibility. Schools are going to just basically say it's your fault, you didn't know. Ignorance is not an excuse. If you do drop classes and you do a medical withdrawal, or you have a family emergency or things like that, so if you do that, that's fine, but make sure you check about your scholarship. And at ASU for sure, and I know at NAU and other schools, you can appeal the scholarships. You can use the same information, your medical records, you're in the hospital, or a death in the family or something like that. But that medical withdrawal from classes does not automatically say you get your scholarship for the next year. You will probably have to appeal your scholarship and make sure that you get it. Scholarships can be changed based on residency and based on cost. So if you are out of state and you get, say, 15,000 in a scholarship, and now you're in state, the amount of your scholarship will decrease. Same thing with the Western Undergraduate Exchange. If your tuition cost changes, your scholarship can actually go away or change. So make sure you know that. The big thing is ask your school, look at websites, know the details, know the deadlines. You need to follow everything. And like I said, ignorance is not an excuse. I had a student that was very upset. He qualified for the Obama scholarship and he was totally upset, but he didn't meet the January deadline for doing the FAFSA. He didn't meet any of the deadlines. He applied in May and he applied late and he didn't get it. And he said he's going to call the president and talk to the president of the school. And it's not going to happen. You need to follow the rules, the regulations. You need to make sure you know what the requirements are. Sometimes there are scholarship estimators. I know ASU's got one, and students will say, well, why is my scholarship different than the estimator? It's basically depends on your information. ASU grants the information based on your transcripts and the records that they have. So if they are different, it could change your scholarship. Class rank, if your school doesn't do class rank, it can change the scholarship. And it's important to keep your scholarships because these are big sources of money. These are for 4 years. They're guaranteed as long as you meet the requirements. So scholarships are extremely important. I would always say grants and like Pell Grants and university grants, they are not guaranteed, but scholarships are. They're 4 years for students or 8 semesters. And ASU, at least they're allowing students that are going for a master's and graduating early to use the scholarship. So they're extremely good way to make pay for your college and earn money for it. One little note for graduate students, basically there's less money for scholarships. You normally have to talk to your program, maybe apply for private scholarships because there are private scholarships for undergraduate and graduate. But most of graduate is loans and not grants and scholarships. And our website at ASU does have, I would say, 1,000 scholarships of privates from the Rotary to different clubs to different places. Always look for scholarships at your high school. Your guidance counselor will have them. The Career Center will have them. Make sure you check about scholarships. There's outside, inside scholarships. There's Fast Aid, FinWeb. So fastweb.com and FinAid, FINAID.com. These are places where you can sign up for scholarships and you can get emailed things and you might win a scholarship. But there are definitely scholarships you can apply for. They're all private. They might not be for 4 years. They might just be for 1 year or 2 years. So you have to check on those. But scholarships are a way to make money. Some are need-based on the private ones. Some are not need-based. So you have to check on that. But hopefully this helps you with merit scholarships. They're very important for you. Make sure you have good test scores. GPA is also important, but make sure that you keep your grades up. And if you have any questions, please post after this. I'll be updating these websites and the information for college. So have a good day, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon. Bye-bye.